You guys, let's welcome H. Patricia Red Johnson to our panel tonight.
Wait a second. Hold
Miss
it.
Patsy. I see
Wait a minute.
Dawn saying, love you, Miss Patsy. And that Miss Binky is smiling down. So we lost your picture and
And
you're
her
muted.
sound.
Yes. There she goes.
Here we go. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
And that was my daughter, Sydney. I'm appalled that she did that, but I appreciate it. First of
My
Oh,
all,
daughter would have done it too.
that's all right.
I want to thank Carol Black because she and I have been friends for many years because her first husband and I went to elementary school at George Brooks Elementary School from kindergarten to sixth grade. And we knew each other for years. And I just want to thank her because she has been so supportive of all of us getting this big event together. The other thing I want to say is I think there are a couple of groups of women that very few people know about in the Lincoln University community. And they are the wives of gentlemen who attended Lincoln University. The first group are called the Lincoln Dames, and the second group are called the um, Lincoln Dames and Lincoln.
Lincoln
Ladies
Nets.
Auxiliary.
No. Lincoln.
Lincoln Nets.
Lincoln. Yeah, yes. And I think those are the women who, for many years, traveled back and forth between Philadelphia and New York, and Philadelphia and Lincoln University, getting to know and becoming comfortable with having married gentlemen who attended Lincoln University. The one of the things that I think is important to say is that my grandfather uh, graduated from Lincoln University in 1897 and 1900 from the seminary. My father graduated Lincoln University, class of 1934, founding the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, and they were called the Golden Boys. I have other relatives who have attended Lincoln University, but I don't want to go through those groups of people, except I want to say that my sister, Deborah Gertrude Binky Red, was the first woman who's to come to Lincoln University, whose grandfather and father attended Lincoln University, and she recently passed away, and she adored Lincoln University. Dawn McCoy has gotten to know my sister best, and I think it's important um, for Dawn to know that we understand and appreciate how much she meant to my sister Binky when we were honored several years ago as first women who graduated from Lincoln University. So, do you have questions that you have to ask me?
Well,
Or
I'm just sitting here loving listening, and but I do have some questions.
go ahead.
Um, but because we know that your historical river runs very deep, and it's I just get caught up hearing those stories. But I do have a question for you. Um, how, are there any specific courses or programs at your HBCU that you found particularly beneficial in preparing you for that illustrious career that you had?
That's a good question. I think I'll tell you something. Before I ever came to Lincoln University, my father and mother were such fans of the college that they were very close to Alfred Farrell. And he was my dad's classmate at Lincoln University. And one of the things that did happen, which was never discussed really, is that Vinky and I attended Temple University first. and my mother had a nervous breakdown. Now, no one has talked about issues like this. And we were trying to decide, how do we continue with college? Because that was a great thing that we had to do. And Uncle Harold said, why can't Vicky live with me and Mary and help with the 3 kids and, help clean up and cook? And she can live with us, because we didn't have a place to go, because Lincoln had no girls, very few. And the girls who attended were either children of the professors or people who lived in surrounding communities and went home every night. And then I needed to have a place to stay. And so a Quaker couple came up to me and said, we would like you to stay with us, Patsy. We know you need a place to stay, and we have a bedroom for you. And it was Tom and Dottie Jones. They were Quakers, and he was a teacher of history. And they had a daughter named Susan Jones, who's a friend of mine to this day. And we say each of us are sisters, except one is African American and one is Caucasian. So I think Lincoln University gave us a strength and a knowledge to develop and grow despite issues that we were facing from mental illness. And so the campus welcomed us. They knew how difficult it was for us. I never thought I would cry, but it was very difficult. But they helped us and they worked with us. And they gave us a lot of support and respect. And something like that is important when you're going through such a difficult situation. Mm-hmm. And the other thing is, I'll tell you this much. Temple University is a very hard school, but I had never had as hard a school as Lincoln University. It was unbelievably challenging. The boys were very smart. Can you imagine being 2 or 3 women going to an all-boys college, 500 of them? Yeah. And surviving?
We might could imagine, but I'm sure it's nothing like the reality that you had to deal with.
Right.
I'm certain of that.
Right.
Just to hear the stories of our foremothers like you, Miss Patsy, who really paved the way for us. One of the stories that I've heard about women at Lincoln is that we came to save that university that was floundering financially. And when they looked at a way how they could increase the revenue, they opened the doors to us.
Right.
And I'm sure that because of the successful experience that they had with women like yourself and professionals like yourself, that it wasn't a hard decision to welcome us.
Right. Absolutely.
We really, really appreciate you coming here and sharing the story. I cannot wait to meet you in person. I've heard wonderful things about you. Again, at the reunion, we usually have a really big gathering of alumni, and we'd love for you to come and to join us.
I would love to come and join in.
And we could make a space for you where we could continue to hear your story.
Mm-hmm.
And again, touch and agree and realize that we all have so much in common.
Right.
But it's because of women like yourself who made it possible for us to be there.
And I will say one thing. One of the people who was really helpful to me at Lincoln University is Dr. Edgar Mandeville. His family and my family have been friends ever since we attended this school together. And it was a very difficult, sometimes I'll say something very silly. For example, if you had to go to the bathroom, there's only one bathroom for males. So you either had to run across the campus to Vale Library or run back to the Joneses' house or to the
Wow.
Uncle Harold's house. And so Eddie Mandeville said, "You know what I can do, Patsy?" He said, "I can hold the door and say to people, you can't go into the bathroom right now. It's occupied." And he saved my life, which is a silly story to tell, but was an important story to tell.
It tells the story, and it essentially of the experience that you had while you were there. We
Right,
really, really appreciate you, and we appreciate all of our panelists. We
right.
have come to, we're a little bit over our program, but before we do, I just wanted to, for us to all take an opportunity to say thank you.